Grounded and Obsidian are trying to educate children about trans stuff, about chopping their dicks off, about being asexual, about being lesbian, being gay. Have you ever been out in the sun? Would it hurt you to get a tan? What's going on, guys? New Xbox exclusive Avowed by Obsidian Entertainment has been caught in 8K hiding pronouns. They have been intentionally hiding pronouns. They've been keeping it under wraps. They don't want people to find out about this, and we'll dive into the story in a second. But doesn't this art here just look gay to begin with? Like, you can practically see the rainbow flag hidden in the main art here for the game. But y'all, quickly, I now have a YouTube backup that I wanted to tell y'all about. It's in the link down below. Please follow me there. And I also have a backup on Rumble. Y'all, because there's a lot of angry gay men, a lot of trans people that just hate me right now. So I need to start creating backup accounts. This is not a joke. This is some of the main art for the game. And notice the women are out front here. Like, could there be lower testosterone in an image than this one right here? Could there be more feminism and less testosterone in an image? And then you've got the ugly lesbian feminist down here. Like, have you ever been out in the sun? Would it hurt you to get a tan? Would it kill you to lose some weight? And so the whole pronoun situation has actually become kind of a big deal, because as you can see here, Grums is calling out the character creator in Avowed, and y'all, Elon Musk freaking retweeted this today. So the eye of the world is now on this game, and it's actually kind of a big deal that they're including these. And the whole reason why is because they don't want to do what Dragon Age did. See, Dragon Age led very brazenly. They came out very brazenly and loudly, and they said, "Oh yeah, take this, gamer chuds. We're gonna put." They did a walkthrough of the character creator before the game came out, and they arrayed all of their woke garbage before the even game came out, and it failed across PC, Xbox, and PlayStation. It hasn't even sold 1 million copies, guys. This game, they probably spent $300 or $400 million on this game, and now they can't even recoup the money that they lost on this game. So note that the team at Avowed is looking at that, because it's a pretty similar game. Avowed is looking at this very closely, and they're very scared of what might happen. And so that explains what happens next here. So this guy, Force Gaming, got to play the game early, and notice what he says about what Obsidian told him to do.
Year, I liked it that much. So let's talk about it. Things begin as per usual at character creation, although unfortunately, for whatever reason, they didn't let us record the intro to the game, maybe due to spoilers. I'm not exactly sure.
Did you hear that? They didn't let us record the character creator. Huh. Why would they not let them record the character creator? And it's obviously because there are pronouns in it. And there might even be worse stuff in the character creator. And they saw how much hot water that Dragon Age the Veilguard got into with their character creator. So they're trying to hide this. They're trying to hide the pronouns. They're trying to hide their ridiculous, depraved, evil, gay agenda that they're trying to push in this game. Guys, if you're listening to me right now, you might be thinking, what's the big deal about pronouns? And I'll be honest, myself, a few years ago, I might have even thought, it's fine. It's pronouns. It's not that big of a deal. But guys, pronouns actually are a big deal. The inclusion of pronouns legitimizes mental illness. Or to think of this another way, I often like to compare the LGBTQ movement to faith, because I am a believer in Jesus Christ. I am a Christian, but I also am not going to come out and say, here is the observable scientific proof of Jesus. Now you are forced to believe in him. So I'm not going to go to an atheist and say, you have to believe in Jesus Christ based on evidence. I still accept that it is a faith on some level. So I put myself here. This video game will state as a fact that Jesus is God. What the trans people are doing, they're kind of forcing their religion into your game, is really what they're doing. And that, I think, is the heart of why people are not down with this pronoun garbage at all, because they're taking something that hasn't been proved, that's not scientific, like a faith, and they're forcing it into the games that we play. And forcing pronouns into a game is similar to a religious belief. But as we know from this meme, we've got the guy here saying pronouns aren't real, never have been. But I want to take a broader look at Obsidian Entertainment because I really do love some of the old games that Obsidian Entertainment made. And let's take a quick look here at Fallout New Vegas, and I will show you what we've lost from Obsidian Entertainment. So let's just compare. This is a game they came out with way back in 2010.
Why are you standing still? Do you think the world waits for you while you stand there drooling? Get back out there and get to work. Who the f*** do you think I am? I'm the fucking god of New Vegas Brahmin fusion cuisine, that's who. No, that doesn't even give me the credit I deserve. I fucking invented edible food. Do you like eating? Good. You owe me your entire damn garbage existence.
So, guys, that just gives kind of similar to the Grand Theft Auto games. Fallout New Vegas is incredibly edgy and it's incredibly controversial. And this writing, as we can see here, was done by these writers: John Gonzalez, Chris Avallone, Eric Finstermaker, and Travis Stout. The writing in New Vegas is absolutely top tier. It's some of the funniest writing ever. But what you'll notice about this screenshot here is I screenshotted some of the key people at Obsidian Entertainment and some of the key writers specifically, and all of the people marked here in green are gone. So this is what people often don't realize about these video game companies is that these people, look at this fat purple-haired chick here. These people are not at the company anymore. The people who made Fallout New Vegas, look at this. 90% of these people are gone. And I know this often happens. You have huge games like Witcher 3 that blow up and it steals all the talent, and all the talent leaves because they go to better places. But guys, all we have left, and I'm going to get into this more deeper talking about the staff, but all we have left at Obsidian Entertainment in 2024 is fat, purple-haired lesbians. So I want to watch another clip. And this is the inclusion of a gay character in Obsidian's 2019 RPG Outer Worlds. I think this gives you a hint of what we're going to be seeing in Avowed. Let's watch it. So basically, as these games often do, they have a fairly attractive character that has no interest in you being a man, but because she's a lesbian or she's bisexual or something. And you have this cute little subplot, which is actually a pretty major quest in the game where you get her together with her lesbian girlfriend, which is, of course, an abomination in the eyes of God. But Obsidian celebrates it and thinks that it's okay. So what I expect is that we're going to see a lot of this in Avowed because Obsidian is a very, very depraved, very gross, very gay company. And they're going to include a lot of this stuff in Avowed, I'm sure. And this article said the Outer Worlds wins GLAAD Media Award for Outstanding Video Game. Obsidian's interplanetary adventure includes an openly asexual companion character, Parvati. Ooh, so great. Here's an Instagram post from Obsidian. They've got all these satanic symbols in here. They've got the LGBTQ symbols. Join us in 2 hours as Obsidian's Rainbow Dice Society roll dice and raise money for the LGBTQ Center, Orange County. Celebrating depravity, reveling in their evil, disgusting lifestyles. This was really the cherry on top for me of being disgusting. So if you're familiar with this game Grounded that Obsidian made, not only is this game primarily aimed at children, but the game is educating. Grounded and Obsidian are trying to educate children about trans stuff, about chopping their dicks off, about being asexual, about being lesbian, being gay. Guys, like I know this little word up here, starting with P, this is what these people are. Did I not call it? This is why I bring it up so much. They have a game about children. And guys, why do we need to be talking about kids? Why do we need to be talking to kids about this disgusting stuff? Like, I understand a consenting adult talking about this stuff, but why are these people so obsessed with indoctrinating children? It's evil and it's disgusting. But guys, the rabbit hole goes even deeper with Obsidians. They're doing Obsidian is doing an all-female podcast here, of course, because white men are evil and men are evil and all that. And on the show for Obsidian, they have these two special guests, Katie Tinney, who is an assistant narrative designer, and Lindsay Pimentel, who is a QA analyst, and they both work for Obsidian. And I just happened to do some digging on this chick. And guys, you can literally pick any employee at Obsidian and do some digging on them, and you'll find some shocking stuff. But I just did some digging on this chick, Katie Tinney, over at Blue Sky. And of course, she had this post. This is very true, but never forget that the optics problem created by not putting Trump in prison are less important than the substantive problem of Donald Trump currently being a free man. Just these people hate Trump. They hate God. They hate morality. They hate goodness, and they delight and they celebrate evil. But one more thing that I wanted to talk about with regards to Obsidian and the fact that they're owned by Xbox, as you might recall, is the DEI initiatives. And this, of course, all checks out because Stalker 2 came out last week, and it's a really based game. There's no DEI, there's no diversity, there's no forced gay, black, lesbian relationships in it. But that's because GSC Game World is not owned by Xbox, whereas Obsidian is owned by Xbox. So they have this garbage forced in. And I might actually make a video about this evil DEI garbage that Microsoft is pushing. So, but my only point in saying all this is that Microsoft from the top has been enforcing this DEI garbage for several years now on all of its companies, and we're now seeing the evil, soiled, rotten fruit that this produces. So the first one here is these are their pillars of inclusion and making an inclusive game. Approachability, I feel welcome. Representation, I belong. I belong here and I can chop my dick off like everybody else does. Globalization, I feel at home. Accessibility, I can play. Here's another product inclusion page they have. Seeking out new channels, ensure that you are listening to all potential players by proactively seeking out new channels, investigating your player demographics, and amplifying the voices of the customers you want to reach but haven't yet. Okay, so in my opinion, this sums up the past year for Xbox, because I know that I've mocked and made fun of what they're doing on Game Pass. What they don't seem to understand, though, and this is, I swear, Nike has done this, Bud Light has done this. When you try to make quote unquote inclusive content, you end up just alienating your current customer base. So there's probably, I don't know, I'm going to guess 50 million bros in America. Not 50 million, let's say maybe 20 million bros in America who own an Xbox and like Xbox. But and they think, and Xbox thinks, oh, we can push inclusion and all the gay nonsense. We'll keep all of the bro supporters, and then we'll just add trans people and gay people and all these weirdos. But what they don't realize is when they start pushing that garbage, they lose their base customers as well. And so it's not worth it. And that's what these brands don't seem to understand. So I got this. These are a couple more of their values that Microsoft has for, quote unquote, inclusion in gaming. So these are some of the questions that, and the way this ties into Avowed is these are some of the questions that Microsoft is forcing companies like Obsidian to ask about their games. And I think we're going to see this in the content of the games. Microsoft is asking them, are you unnecessarily introducing gender and gender barriers into your code or design? Are you creating playable female characters that are equal in skill and ability to their male peers? Guys, that's not how life is. There's a reason men go to war. There's a reason men are firemen. There's a reason women work with kids. There's a reason women are nurses. Because we have different abilities, because God made us different. And doesn't that just make y'all seethe? These trans and gay degenerates, it just makes them seethe that God made men and women differently. It goes on, are your female characters equipped with clothing and armor that fits their tasks? Do they have exaggerated body proportions? See, and the funny thing is, they're okay with this exaggerated body proportion. They're okay with a chick being incredibly fat, but they're not okay with like an incredibly good looking woman. Goes on, when the story allows, do you show male characters who display a full range of emotions, including joy, sadness, and vulnerability? They're basically saying, do you have gay men? Do you have gay men in your game? So guys, just I do want to end with one final question. Could anything save this game? I'm not going to play it. I'm not going to play this game because it has pronouns in it, but I think the game could still be successful if the writing ends up being pretty based, funny, and clever. Maybe the game will still get some kind of an audience and still become semi-popular. But I swear, dude, if this game comes out and it has a bunch of preachy DEI trans sermons like Dragon Age the Veilguard did, this game is cooked at launch. It's completely dead in the water. And the fact that it's launching as an Xbox exclusive is a huge point against it anyway, which means it's going to have a much smaller audience. The game, guys, if there's any of that garbage in this game, it's going to be dead on arrival. So I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.